Hello. The topic of this video is knowing how many people you've had sex with. Now, I don't know how many people I've had sex with. And some people do, and it's easy to do if you haven't had sex with very many people, and that is a very respectable thing. Except that the chances of having found a really wonderful lover if you haven't had sex with very many people is probably pretty slim, because I find, only about 1 in 50 to 100 are keepers. Most people, I'm like, oh boy, I don't want to do this again. But if you're young and you hadn't had sex with very many people, I know you can think back, oh, I've been with her, or him. And I've been with 9 people, or 4 people, or 3 people, or whatever. But what I want to talk about today is, like, there are people who you ask them, how many people have you had sex with? Do you know? And sometimes they'll say like 429 or 382. I'm thinking, how do you know that? How can you remember that? I mean, is there a book somewhere where you write down all their names and addresses and phone numbers? I mean, it's just that realizing that there are people who have been with hundreds and they know the exact number. The exact number just kind of boggles my mind. And I wonder why. It seems like at some point you're just like, who cares? Can't remember. Don't want to sit here and try to think back on all my experiences, especially the bad ones. I mean, seems like that would be a lot of work mentally, especially when you start getting up in the 10s, 20s, 30s. But hundreds, some people, I mean, really, I have asked people, do you know how many people you've had sex with? And they say, and they give me a number in the hundred. Do you think they're pulling my leg? Do you think they're just telling me that to try to impress me or scare me off? Or why would they make something like that up? Because it's hard to believe. Don't you think that's hard to believe? That someone has had sex with 182 people and they know for sure that's the exact number? Or are they just guessing on the high side? And for what? Because, on the other hand, people who haven't had sex with very many people don't have a whole lot of skill and competence, so I don't know. Knowing how many people you've had sex with seems like a double-edged sword on the high side and the low side. And in the middle, if you don't know, it means you forgot about a bunch of people, which that's not good because all the times that I have been really, really impressed with a lover, I remember their name. And I remember them fondly. But a lot of people, I don't want to remember. Well, so tell me what you all think. Do you know how many people you've had sex with? What makes you keep a running tally in your mind? Is it just easy to know because you're a conservative person and don't give yourself away too easily? Or you've been married all your life and it's just the one that you married and that's all? Or And if you've had sex with a lot of people and you know exactly the number, what makes you keep a running tally? And do you remember all their names, or do you keep a... Tell me, how does that work? I'm curious about people who know the exact number of people they had sex with, because I don't. Never even would have occurred to me to keep count. What makes you start keeping count? I just find that a very interesting thing that some people do. And I'd like to understand it better. So tell me about it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Like if you like. Subscribe if you will and you want to, because that helps me. And they won't serve you up a whole bunch of my videos. But you can find a list of them in the description, in my playlist, if you want to hear more of what I have to say. But anyway, I'm glad you're watching if you're watching. Thank you. Bye.